Women in America are being robbed. They're being misled. They're being tricked into giving up their power as women. And the way this is happening is through a kind of cultural indoctrination that teaches women that they shouldn't be feminine because femininity, or the subtext of this teaching, it's not spoken overtly, but the subtext of this teaching is that femininity is weak. And so they shouldn't be feminine. They should be masculine because masculine is strong. That has been a part of the culture for decades, but in the last 7 years or so, it's just been turned up all the way. And it's super loud now. If you look at TV shows and movies, there's a term for this new type of female character. The derogatory term for it is a girl boss. She is a character who starts out perfect, more capable than every man around her. She's smarter, she's more practical, she can figure everything out. She's a better leader. She knows how to tell everyone what to do. She can solve problems better than anyone else. Often she can, even though she looks like she's maybe 5'6" and weighs 120 pounds, she can beat up a group of, 6 trained killer men who all weigh over 200 pounds. A lot of times she can do that because she has superpowers, but we often see girl boss characters who don't have any superpowers. They're just more powerful. These characters, a lot of people are complaining about them, including women, because they have no character arc. They don't have a problem that they resolve through the story, an internal problem. They don't grow. They don't evolve. They don't become a better version of themselves at the end of the movie. They start out perfect and superior to everybody, and they just maintain that the whole way through the movie, and that is supposed to be interesting to watch. Women are being taught to disavow the power of their femininity and to take on masculine traits, which are what true power is supposed to be according to this teaching. But is that teaching true? A lot of times they're not only taking on healthy masculine traits, they're taking on toxic masculine traits. Violence and domination and subjugation and ridiculing and bullying people. And it's being glorified in the movie or the TV show where we see these characters. We're being told that this is the way women are supposed to be. And of course, I'll say it again, the subtext, the meaning between the lines, is that there is no power in femininity. Is that true? There is no power in femininity. That women have never had power, and they still don't. But in order to get it, they have to become toxic men and bully and colonize and dominate, subjugate, and take power from others in order to possess it themselves. This message is being beamed into all of our brains relentlessly. Has been for a long time. And of course, the correspondence to this new female character we're being given is the male character who is weak and bumbling. Maybe he's good-hearted, but he's really old, so he's not powerful. He's incapable. He needs a woman to explain things, to command him, to tell him what to do. That character is being beamed into us. It has been for decades. Like, you want to look at dads, how dads have been portrayed? I can remember a smart, capable dad when we go back to the 50s or 60s with like Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver, the dad in that TV show was smart and kind and held good boundaries. He wasn't superior to the mother. They worked as a team. They complemented each other. But fathers after that became increasingly dumber and more bumbling. They became idiots. And that just went on for decades. And now we've reached this crescendo where men are just almost useless a lot of the time in a lot of movies now. Even in superhero movies, you've still got the women telling the male superhero what to do and figuring things out for him, maybe even kicking his ass, and so on and so forth. Men are being told that they're weak and useless and to get out of the way. Women are being told that they have to be masculine, even toxic masculine. I want to reintroduce a thought to our society that femininity is insanely powerful. And I'm not saying all women have to be super feminine. Of course not. Women are a spectrum. Men are a spectrum. We've got feminine men. We've got masculine women. That's who they are by nature. That's who they're supposed to be. We're all supposed to be who we really are. But to generalize femininity, we could call it in the yin yang symbol, the yin energy is incredibly powerful. It is no less powerful than yang. Yang is forceful and penetrating and hot and expansive, and yin is yielding and flowing and gentle, and it turns inward and consolidates. Is that weakness? There's a reason why Bruce Lee, his highest teaching in his martial arts was to become like water, to become like yin, to yield to your opponent in a certain way, not completely yield, but to be flowing and water-like, feminine. There's a lot of martial arts that teach that. Aikido is all about yielding to the force being directed at you and then redirecting it in a different way. Judo does that. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's incredibly powerful. Become like water. That is the power of femininity, of that yin quality. If you look at a male and female body together, what you see is strength in different places. Men having all this upper body strength. And again, I'm talking on average. Of course, you have women with stronger upper bodies than some men. But on average, you have men with the bigger upper body strength, and then you have women with the more powerful lower body strength. And some people might say, well, men's legs are still stronger than women's legs. Maybe. I would say they're closer in strength, below the waist, but women's genitals are stronger. Sexually, women are way stronger than men. This is an idea from Asia, from the Taoist system, which also talks about yielding and the power of water, how water can erode a stone, something hard and unyielding, something very yang and masculine. Over time, water can wear it away. In the Taoist system, women are stronger than men sexually. And that's because they're the ones who bring new life into the world through their womb. One of the ways they talk about women being stronger is that a woman, after she has an orgasm, she's not exhausted and spent and needs a sandwich and a nap. She can actually have a second orgasm even easier, and then a third, and sometimes there's really no limit. A man, on the other hand, is not built that way. He's not as strong. A man can also have multiple orgasms, but it's much harder. It takes a lot of technique to master that. I want our society to stop attacking men and women, telling them that who they are is wrong, telling women to separate from men and to dominate men and to subjugate them and to become toxic masculine in order to do so. And that that's supposedly where their power lies and where their safety lies. No, just look at a male and female body. They're built to work together. They complement each other. A man's strength is there to support a woman's weakness, and a woman's strength is there to support a man's weakness. We're built to be strong together. not rejecting each other and trying to dominate each other or cut each other out of each other's lives. We're not meant to be out of each other's lives, guys. I mean, literally, what happens to our species if we cut each other completely out of each other's lives? Our species perishes. I mean, that's a real concrete example of how we're not meant to be separate from each other. We are halves of a whole, each one of us. And our strength lies in being what we are. A lot of you are spiritual, and I assume you see yourself as a spirit that is neither male nor female, but that you chose to come into this body for a reason. Could it be that if you chose to come into a female body, that there was some intention behind that choice to learn about the power of femininity in this life, to learn about that power of yielding, of being like water, of being that cool, soft moon on a dark night? And of course, for men, the same is true, to learn about masculine power. And guys, we trade bodies. That's my belief, and it's been my direct experience too. But I don't expect anyone else to believe that without a direct experience of it. But I believe the reincarnationists are correct. They just happen to be correct. That's been my insight. And we trade bodies, male, female, black, white, rich, poor. We go through all these different experiences to see all sides of what it means to be a human being on planet Earth. Men and women, both of us, we need to reject this ideology coming at us hot and heavy, teaching us to be something that we're not, and to reject each other, men and women rejecting each other and breaking apart our unity, our bond. Yes, women, some men will mistreat you. Some men out there will even murder you. But for every one of those, how many men are there who would never hurt you, who would actually protect you, who might actually risk their lives to protect you, even sometimes if they don't even know who you are? They've never met you before. I would say the number of men who are good and strong and true and who would actually protect you vastly, vastly outweighs the number of men who would hurt you. Look around at our society. Look at all of the work that men are doing to help other people, whether it's paving a road, picking up trash, responding to a 911 emergency call, driving you to a hospital and putting an IV in your arm as you're losing blood, and on and on and on. All of us are surrounded by millions of good men who only want to protect women. And we're surrounded by millions of good women who only want to nurture society. We get to be who we are. Don't give up your power, women, to this false ideology.